Okay, so good to see you all this morning. We are going to use a chair in class. I recommend a stable chair. I'm actually sitting on a physio ball right now. So if I seem unstable, no worries. I'm pretty stable on this physio ball. And I've been working with students in the last couple of days. A lot of the questions that have come up are about the neck and shoulders here. And then in my one-to-one practice and in Hunger, Hope, and Healing, we're working a lot on the fifth chakra, which is connected to how the heart and the mind can be in communication with each other. And then also how we are able to get the mind to go back down into the pelvis, into the home of the second chakra, essentially. So we will work again this morning with the fifth chakra, with the upper neck right in here, the collarbones, and of course that will also settle us into the heart. So please take a comfortable seat, an upright seat, and you can rest your hands in your lap. And let your eyes close. And even as you first close your eyes, going from within, let the senses acknowledge the present moment. Like whatever quality of light is against your face. Sometimes it helps to orient to the present moment by turning your head, even though the eyes are closed. You can sense how the quality of light is different in different orientations for your head. And then let the sense of sound acknowledge the present moment, whatever the sounds might be. And allow that to happen also for smell and for taste. And then the sensation of touch, the physical experience of the skin of the body. And the sensations of where you are supported by the environment beneath you, around you. And then the support you have from the inner environment, your sort of internal ecology. And now let your breath come inside and start deepening the inhale and your exhale. And what I mean by deepening is that you're allowing the breath to come down into the pelvis. And this is where you might notice, oh, today I'm having difficulty with that. You might notice that the inhale makes an effort to come in, and how deeply down is it able to go? For any number of reasons, you might find that the breath is kind of stuck in the upper chest and perhaps not that deep in the belly. You might find that the breath on the inhale feels like maybe you can't get so much inhale in for any reason, or that on the exhale there's a little bit like a staccato. Notice anything that is happening with the breath as you intend for it to become smoother and deeper. And with whatever you've been noticing, now we're going to practice a brief pranayama, and then we'll to see what change has it made. So this pranayama is highly portable. You can take it with you wherever you go, but it has an auditory part of it. People will hear you doing it, so you have to also think, when do I want to do this practice? We're going to do several strong exhales out the mouth, like blowing out a birthday candle. One strong candle again and again like this. And when we blow out like that, is a strong sound. And then the retraction of that, the inhale is just like whatever the body needs at that moment. We don't also suck the inhale in. So let's imagine there was a birthday candle out in front of you and you're going to be blowing that out several times, about 20 times strongly. Rest your hands in your lap and just enjoy like a little wisp of inhale to get started. Now exhale completely. Close the lips and inhale. From the bottom of the spine, inhale up to the top of the heart and hold the breath for a few moments. Right up here, hold it at the collarbones. And then exhale out a tiny straw of the mouth. Release the exhale. Release the low belly. We'll do this again, about 20 strong exhales, like one giant birthday candle. Okay, so take a little bit of an inhale. Exhale completely and slowly tone the low belly as you exhale, 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 exhale. Then close the lips. Inhale from the bottom to the top to hold the breath at the top. And like a very tiny straw, exhale. And then relax the belly. Allow the in-breath. Don't make an effort to breathe. Allow your body to breathe you. And then lengthen up through your spine. Steady yourself in the circumference of your body, not more front or more back, but in the center. And now notice what happens if you participate with the breath and make a slightly deeper, longer in-breath and a slightly deeper, longer out-breath. Notice any change from before that pranayama to now. And knowing that there's more that we'll do to keep recalibrating physiologically. Let's take notice of the changes from before and then after. And please bring your hands together at your heart. We will chant now to formally begin our practice together as a community. You may sing with me. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Punaktu Saviryam Karavavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vivishavai Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Punaktu Saviryam Karavavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahi Sahana bhavatu sahanau bhunaktu saviryam karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahi Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om With your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart. Release your hands and please open your eyes. So we are going to come up to standing to do a little bit of work with pranayama. Let me change from my concussion glasses to my other glasses. I don't want to forget to do it. These are not progressive sunglasses changing according to the light in my window. These are my concussion sunglasses for the computer. Okay, so what we're going to do when we come up to standing, I want to explain here because you're going to be taking the arms behind the head and the hands will cross back there. So it's not that the hands are holding the elbow, nor are they holding their own shoulder. The hands are going to cross behind. So on me, that looks like this. So the arms will go up and then they're going to cross like this. Okay. And in that position, I'll be asking you to then try to let the breath come into a little back bend in the heart. Okay. So sitting up tall, let's do it together. And inhale, raise your arms up. Now exhale, touch the opposite shoulder and bow your head. Now inhale, lift up like a back bend. Consider the whole thing to be a unit, the heart, your hands, shoulders, your elbows, your eyes. Good. And then let's inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower down. So we're going to repeat that to give some good juice to the upper back, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, raise the arms. Broaden the sides of your ribs. Exhale, the head bows forward, touch the opposite shoulder. Inhale, back bend like one unit. Exhale, come upright. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, out to the side. Lengthen up through your spine as the arms come down. Again, inhale, raise your arms, open the rib cage laterally, and then lift your collarbones at the top of the in-breath. Exhale, switch the hands and touch the opposite shoulder. Inhale like one unit for your back bend. Exhale, come to vertical. Inhale, go up. And exhale out to the side. Lengthen up through the crown of your skull. Now let the arms dangle. Okay, now follow me. One more thing while we're still sitting, and this is for the fifth chakra, neck and shoulders, right? So inhale, raise your right arm high. Now exhale, side bend to your left with the upper rib cage, chest and heart. And then inhale up to center. Exhale, open your right arm, turn your head to your left as far as it goes. Repeat, inhale, raise your right arm, center your head. Exhale, side bend the upper part of your rib cage and your chest and head. Inhale, rise up like you're filling up a wind sock. You are the wind sock. Exhale, turn your head to your left, lower your right arm down, take the shoulder back. One more time, inhale, raise your right arm, center your head. The exhale, side bend. Inhale to rise. Exhale, open to your right and turn your head to your left. Okay, come to center. Pause and notice, notice if your clothing is crooked, but also notice the difference right to left in the body. Notice the right side of your neck and throat, inside and out. Okay, now second side, inhale, raise your left arm up. Exhale, side bend to your right. Inhale, rise up like you're filling a windsock. Good. Exhale, turn your head to your right, open your left arm. Inhale, raise your left arm. Synchronize that your nose comes back to center as you finish the inhale too. And then exhale, let that down. Again, inhale, raise your left arm as you come up, like filling a windsock. Exhale, side bend to your right. Inhale, up to center. Okay, exhale, open your left arm wide, turn your head to the right. Let's do one more sequence. Inhale to center, synchronize your nose, your arm, and your inhale. Let's go directly on the exhale, side bend to your right. Inhale, float back up. And exhale, lower down this time. And notice. You can now please come up to standing with your yoga strap. And so that we can go to my phone camera, please. Okay, so with your yoga strap, and you can put a loop into the strap. Like this. There's your strap. Yeah, that looks crooked. Are you guys getting seasick? Sorry. Let me see if I can change it. I don't know. It's like a weird thing for me because I'm looking at it opposite. Okay, we'll see how that is. Okay, so you've got the yoga strap and a loop that's your shoulder width. If I put my hands in here, my hands are shoulder width apart. And I'd like you to take this around behind and put your wrists into your strap. Good. Okay, let's squeeze the shoulders back. Set the arms back, and when you're pressing back, let's do the palms facing backwards like this for right now. Yep. And then squeeze both shoulders back and move the head of the arm bone, the round part of the shoulder, straight back. Lift up through your heart and try bringing your front ribs in towards your back waist gently. And while standing really straight and tall, rotate your head as far as it comfortably goes to your right without bringing your left shoulder forward. Rotate to center. Turn as far as you comfortably can to your left without bringing your right shoulder with you. And try that side to side slowly a few times. I want you to sense that at the top of the spine, the cervical vertebrae, they work well together, a little bit like a barber pole. When you see those spirals, you want to sense how the head, the upper cervical, second cervical, third cervical, and down to the seventh cervical, how are they working well together right now? Keep squeezing the shoulders back, please. But the next time your head comes to center, then release the strap, release your arms, let them dangle. Stand a little bit more in the center of your heels. And slide your earlobes very slightly back. Notice what's happening in your neck and shoulders. Now take the strap, please, and put it in front so that you've got your wrists in the strap like this. We did this yesterday in my noon class. We're going to repeat it with you all because it's within your reach for this level class, and it's really helpful for the upper back, neck, and shoulders. So we're going to raise up on the inhale. There you are. And then on the exhale, squeeze the elbows wide and squeeze the upper back with your shoulder blades. The strap is behind your head, hopefully not touching the head. And then inhale to go up. Okay, when you exhale, squeeze the elbows back behind the head and lower your chin down towards your throat. And then this time when you inhale to go up, also look up, but look up from your heart first, then your collarbones, then your throat, then your eyes. And exhale, pull the strap and the elbows wide as you go down behind your head, gaze down. One more time, inhale to look up. And last one, exhale, pull the elbows wide, and as you gaze down, keep your hands behind your head, not touching the head. And then float your arms over your head like a jump rope, and then let that dangle again. So stand in the center of your heels and move your earlobes very slightly back. So you're standing in your plumb line, not forward of your plumb line. Okay, take a wide stance, please. You can put your strap aside. Let's start with the feet parallel. And inhale, raise your right arm up alongside your right ear. And then exhale, make a side bend to your left and gaze down deeply past your left heel. So when you're gazing down like this, you've turned from your nose to do that. Let's inhale, open the right side of the waist. And I'm going to ask you to use your right belly muscles here. When you exhale, pull up to center, turn your nose to center. Please pardon my hair, you don't need to see my face. And then inhale over to your left and gaze deeply down past your left heel. Exhale, use your right low belly to pull up to center, bring your nose to center. Inhale, arc over and gaze down. Exhale, use the right low belly, rise up. One more time, inhale, arc over to your left, gaze down. And exhale, pull yourself upright. Release your right arm out to the side. Inhale, raise your left arm. Exhale, arc over to your right and gaze deeply down past your right heel. What you're going to do then is use the next exhale to set yourself up. So let the left side of the body become elastic with the breath. And then set up the left low belly. As you exhale, rise up, center your nose. Inhale, arc over, gaze down past your right heel. Exhale, rise up, tone your left low belly, bring your nose to center. Inhale, arc up and over. Exhale, tone the left low belly, come up to center. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Lower your left arm out to the side. Okay, now on the right leg, we're going to be lifting up the heel as we go sideways like this, and we're going to be bringing it back down. So I am still going to work with your upper thoracic and neck spine here. We're going to use the whole spine like a barber pole where the spiral goes all the way up. Okay, so as you inhale, pick up your right heel and reach across and high with your right arm. And then when you exhale, lower down and turn. Follow your thumb, please. Inhale. Look up. Exhale, follow your thumb. Inhale, you go down, follow your thumb, pick up the right heel, look up. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Follow your thumb with your eyes. One more time. Look up. And exhale, last one to go to the right. Come to center. Left side. Pick up your left heel. Inhale, follow your thumb. Exhale, follow. Inhale down. Lift up the left heel, reach up. Lift your gaze. Exhale, follow your thumb. Inhale. Exhale. So there's a cross crawl pattern here. Also, continue please. Several of you have asked me about continuing this kind of work with the cross crawl pattern in the eyes because you need it for your brain, as you know that I also do. And then let's do last one. Exhale. And bring your hands to your hips. Come forward and down, please, to Prasarita Padottanasana. Now is a really good time to notice what is the experience of your breath when you come forward and down. You can stay down and just really luxuriate in noticing. It's going to be helpful if your body weight is in your heels, your toes are participating, but don't pitch forward to the heels. The toes, don't pitch forward to your toes. And then let the inhale be really expansive. It includes the low back, the mid back, the sides of your torso, and really take your time on the exhale. And now please shift your hands to your hips, rise up to standing, turn your toes out, and come down to the jazz dance warm-up pose. So press your hands out against your knees. You're encouraging there to be a stretch for the inner thighs, yes. And here it's really helpful. I think it's easy to see that my arches come up off the floor. I do have high arches, I have strong arches. That's partly yoga and partly genetics, but I would like you to sense that you can press the big toes down and also lift your own inner arches. Put some weight into your outer heels. Gently tip your head forward. Okay, now breathing in, start the inhale at the pelvis, and then the back of your waist, the side waist, and then up into the back of your heart, the top of your collarbones. And then exhale slowly using the tone of the low belly. Let's do that again about 4 times, please. And I want you to really just notice, you can actually close your eyes. Notice on the inside how the breath is moving. Your breath is like a little messenger for the inner body, the inner ecology. So listen for its tone, its pathway, its attitude. It's helpful if you are not right now collapsing into your hip joints. So there's tone at the pelvic floor and the outer hip, the deep 6 muscles. And then press down into both heels and slowly straighten your legs. And as you come up, place your hands on your hips, please, and make your feet parallel. Okay, here's a little sequence we're going to do now for the hips. So there's this throat diaphragm, your vocal diaphragm, which is like Tejasvina Tamasu. But the throat diaphragm has to be supported by the diaphragm, and that is supported by the pelvic diaphragm. So we're going to play now into the hip and pelvic diaphragm. So if you'll turn your right foot to your right, please. Let's start with the left foot parallel. We're going to get to change it incrementally, and you'll see where we're going. Bend your right knee. This is like old-fashioned warrior 2. Lift your pubic bone up, root your tailbone down. As you breathe in and out, try to sense the breath coming down into the hips and pelvis here. Aim your right knee straight on with the 3rd toe of your right foot. And then exhale, place your right forearm right up high at the crease of your thigh. Press down there. Sweep your left arm overhead. Now with your exhale, we're going to go like this. You open the left arm and gaze deeply down past your right knee. Inhale, keep the leg steady. Raise your left arm and gaze up. Exhale, open the left arm and gaze down past your right knee and heel. Inhale, raise your left arm. Keep the pelvis strong and stable as you look up. Exhale, open. One more time. So this is also a cross-crawl pattern of sorts because the bi-hemisphere function that you're working with, exhale to look down, and the rotation of the head, it's really requiring you to collaborate left to right. Inhale up to center. Let's keep the right leg forward for a moment. With your left foot, pick up the left heel and slide it just slightly back, just a tiny bit. Okay, and then lift the pubic bone again. So if your hips were facing a little bit more forward, now they're facing a little bit sideways. That is okay. Bend your right knee. Notice the difference in the dynamic of the pose in the pelvis. Just with a slight change at the left heel. Rotate the top seam of your right thigh. Rotate that out. So your right knee points in line with your third toe. Okay, place your right forearm into the crease of the thigh so you can press down there. Inhale, left arm. Good. Exhale, open your left arm and gaze down past your right heel. Inhale, raise your left arm. Rotate your head slowly. Exhale, open the left arm, gaze down. Inhale, raise your left arm. And exhale, open the left arm, gaze deeply down. Press into your right outer hip and outer heel. And inhale, rise up to center. Straighten the right leg. Now, if your stride got a little bit long, shrink it back up. Pick up your left heel and turn it out a few degrees more. Okay, now your hips are facing maybe on this angle, and it's going to be person to person. For some of you, you're feeling this on the front of these hip flexors, not just on the sort of discipline of the front hip, but you're also feeling the hip flexors from here. So bend your right knee. Good. Now this time, when you place your forearm, place it out over your right knee. Because we are a little bit more forward, I'm going to ask you to take the left arm now down like this. Inhale to reach long. And then exhale to rotate. Inhale, bow slightly forward, reach long from your left heel to your left thumb. Exhale to rotate. Again, inhale, bow slightly forward, reach long from your left heel to your left thumb. Exhale to rotate. Use your right outer hip, right inner thigh, right outer heel. And again, inhale, bow slightly forward, reach long. And last time, exhale to rotate. Richard Freeman used to call this milking the pose. Okay, let's inhale, rise up to standing. Make your feet parallel. Let's find out what this feels like left to right in the body by stepping into mountain pose. It's okay if you feel kind of weird, kind of like asymmetrical. It'll be all right. I won't leave you hanging there. Okay, let's try the other side of the sequence. I do have a hair clip. Let me see if this will help me today. My hair is just out of control. I have more hair than I'm used to these days. I'm sure you guys are struggling with your own circumstances. So turn your left foot now directly out to the left. Let's start with the back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Okay. Let me tie this up if I can get it. I know some of you are working with the same issues, so appreciate your patience. Okay, bend your left knee. So this is like old-fashioned warrior two. We didn't put much nuance into it way back. We didn't know yet. So when you're here, lift the pubic bone up. Notice what's happening in the inner groin. And then you're going to place your left forearm against the upper part of the left thigh. So you're going to add to how you can sort of depress the femur right there. Okay, sweep your right arm up. And so from here, we're going to inhale in the extended position, which is what we're in now. And then exhale, open your right arm and gaze deeply down past your left knee. Inhale to open, raise your right arm high. Exhale, sweep your arm wide and gaze down past your left knee. Inhale, raise your arm, gazing up. Exhale to turn your head as you open your arm. One more time, inhale, raise your right arm, rotate your head and nose. And then press down into your left heel, rise back up. Okay, good. Now pick up the right heel, take it slightly out. There's already a change, right? Some of you will notice that you have a change at the level of the pelvic floor. Some will feel it right away in the groin. Some have it feels more comfortable now. So bend the left knee, place your forearm here. Good, same thing with the arms. So inhale, raise your right arm, turn your nose towards the sky. Exhale, open your right arm, gaze down. Inhale, raise your right arm, gaze up. Exhale, open as you gaze down. Keep the left outer hip, the deep six muscles, keep them strong. So the back of your left hip and your outer heel are here to support you. Exhale, open, and as you gaze down, gaze deeply down past your left knee. And now let's rise up to center. And if your stride got a little bit long, you can shrink it back up. Now pick up your right heel and take it one more time out. So that what happens now is that your hips may be facing on this angle, in this direction. That's okay. There are no yoga police. There's just the exploration and the improvisation with the body. So let's bend the left knee, and this time you can place your left elbow here to put some firm support down into your left shin and heel. Gaze down and bring your right arm past your right ear. So on the inhale, I want you to really press into your right heel and stretch into your right thumb. Then the exhale is to twist and open. Inhale, gaze down, broaden the back of your body. Exhale, turn to open. Inhale, gaze down, broaden the back of the body. And exhale to rotate. Use your left outer hip, lift the pubic bone, energize your left inner thigh. One more time here. And then exhale. Inhale, rise up. And release both arms, make the feet parallel. And we'll go heel to toe or step back in to mountain pose and find your place, standing on even ground. I feel like I'm making you guys a little bit seasick, but I can't change that right now. I don't know what's different about the setup. Maybe it's just my eyeballs. So go ahead and close your eyes and stand in the plumb line of your heels. And slide your earlobes just a tiny bit back. Okay, and then let's please reach for your chair. I'm going to have you bring that into the class now. You'll also need a yoga block with your chair. The first thing we'll do, you're going to be sitting on the front edge of your chair. You don't need your block for this part here. And apologies, my chair is a little bit noisy. I can't change that. This is the one I have right now. Okay, so when you sit upright and forward on your chair, you're going to be reaching back to hold like this. There's also going to be an opportunity to reach through that and hold. And if you choose to reach through, you're going to turn your hand. Yeah. Okay, so let's start at the front of the chair, sitting upright. And then reach back to hold the legs of the chair with your hands. You can start with the fingers holding from the outside and wrapping around. Set your shoulders back, and for anyone whose arms are longer or whose shoulders have the mobility, bend the elbows and take the shoulders way back. Lift up through your heart. And then turn your head as far as it comfortably goes to your right, while keeping the left shoulder back. Rotate your head to center, go as far as you comfortably can to your left. Keep the right shoulder back. Please continue. Go slowly and try to sense that what you're doing in the mid-torso through here, that this is also stable. Right? So you're not sliding one hip forward and one hip back in the twisting. It's really that your head is twisting. And then come to center. Release your hands to your lap. Let the shoulders relax. Now, for those of you who have the chair that can do this, you can reach between the legs of the chair, turn your fingers backwards. You can be holding, the palms go on the seat of the chair, or you can just have the fingers straight back there. So there's not a lot of weight in the hands of the arms right now. I do want you to have a sense that this is still toned. You are still sitting in your pelvis here. This is still weight bearing. When you reach the hands back, that you have this opportunity with the hands brace to roll the shoulders back, lift up through your heart, lift up through your collarbones, open the throat. Okay, let's pretend that we are at the doctor's office and we're going to make the tongue come out like the tongue depressor, but also we're in yoga class, so you could do lion's breath if you want to. So inhale, please, and then exhale. Inhale. One more time. And roll your head up to center first. Release your hands, arms, and shoulders. Rest your hands in your lap. Notice what is happening, the temperature across your upper back and where your shoulders meet your neck. Notice where your mind can come inside. And I'm going to ask you to watch me because I'm going to demonstrate something that you haven't seen before. So let me move my yoga straps. All right, so this can also be done with your kitchen counter. I've already tried it, but let me just clarify that when I say the kitchen counter, for those of you who are my height, and I know there's some of you here because they saw who signed in for class, yeah, the kitchen counter seems like a sensible height. You know, when we reach out to it, it's like, yeah, that works. That's like an L-shaped dog pose. For others, if you're taller and their kitchen counter seems like it's shorter, you have to modify this to suit you. So I'm going to put my knees on the blanket because I do want the padding. And when you come over to the chair, I will put my left elbow on the chair first. I'm going to support my left hand with my right. I can also support my hand with a block. You go like this. This elbow comes to the chair, and I want you to be able to turn your head sideways. So I'll put this aside for the moment. So the right hand is going to keep the left hand vertical to the elbow. So instead of the left hand folding in like this, I want your left wrist and your left forearm to be vertical. And you are turning your head sideways. So my head is turned towards you guys right now. And when I stretch back into this sort of variation of child's pose, I am holding my left elbow with my right hand to help with the situation. But for somebody else, it might make more sense to use the block to help push the hand over. But what I do want is that your head is able to turn sideways and you have this support right through here. We are going to rest for several minutes in this position, not minutes, excuse me, several moments. Okay, when I do the other side, just since you're watching, you can check this side out. So I keep the right forearm vertical and turn my head to the side. And the right hand is free. It's like the hand on the, what was that TV show? The Addams Family. Remember the hand that came out of the jig? Okay, so let's do the right side first for you guys. So when you come down, you've got your right elbow on the chair seat. And you can support your right forearm with your left hand. Please turn your head to your left. And then reach your left hip back away from your left shoulder. So your left hand essentially is, I should say, reach your right hip back away from your right shoulder. Your left hand is really essentially keeping your right forearm vertical. So you've got this rotation in your right shoulder, in your right arm bone. And that rotation is called external rotation for those of you who are studying. When you have your nose turned to your left here, one of the muscles that you're stretching right now is called levator scapula. Slide the right shoulder back, away from the ear, right hip back, away from your shoulder blade. And then press down into your right elbow, bring yourself up. We're going to change sides, so we'll put the left elbow on the chair seat or the kitchen counter if it's later in the kitchen. Use your right hand to help put your left forearm up so it's vertical. Turn your head and your nose to the right. And then you're going to bring yourself back to center and come upright. And you can take a block to sit on just for a few moments and notice when you come upright, okay, what is the feeling tone of the shoulders and the neck? There's something I want to show you guys about this, but I'm going to have to get when Jason gets home, ask him to like film it, because there's a way to use your door frame to really get into the levator scapula up through here. And it's based on what we're doing right now, but I don't have a way, I can't move this camera around. There's a mirror right there. It would get complicated in the view, but it's something that I want us to understand, because the muscle alongside the neck, for many people, this particularly strong muscle, levator scapula, also upper trapezius, it just needs some attention right now. So let's put as they say, let's put a pin in that. We'll come back to it. So now you take the block between the two hands, and you're going to be going like this, so that when you come up to the chair, your elbows will be on the chair and or the kitchen counter. They're going to be as wide as the shoulders are. And we step back. So here you are. And in this position, you can also choose to rest your forehead on the front edge of the chair, but you can choose to turn your head deeply to your right for the first few moments and then deeply to your left. When you are setting up here right now, try to keep the elbows just shoulder width apart so they're not sliding away from each other. Broaden the upper back. If you haven't yet, you can try turning your head deeply to one side. You can also try taking it deeply to the other side. And then bring your head to center if you were rotating it. Walk your knees towards the chair, rise up. Take the block to put under your hips, so you're going to sit zazen style. When you come up, rest your hands in your lap. Notice what's happening, what's moving in the body. I like to say what feels like effervescence, but also where is there stillness inside. And keeping your chair as your friend, you can put the block aside. And please take a blanket and fold it in half to make like maybe the shape of a bolster. You can think of it that way. You're going to set yourself up for this variation of the waterfall pose. So this is where you should take your hair clip out again, because you don't want to lie on your hair clip on your head. Some of you have experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. So when we first come down here, you're going to just check that for your shavasana. Watch how I tip the chair. I use my feet to do that. So the 2 feet of the chair right here are not touching the floor. But when I get started here, I want to be able to put the soles of the feet together and to let the pelvis and the pelvic bowl really relax right through here. When you rest your feet on the chair like this, it's possible that they keep sliding apart and that there'll be an end range where they stop. That is okay right now. And so we're going to center the head, set the shoulders back towards the floor. And allow the pelvis and the low belly to relax. So gravity kind of takes care of that for you. You can be in what we call benevolent observer mode. You're neither trying to make something happen nor sensing that anything is missing, just observing what is happening. When you consider letting the pelvis deeply relax, so that's pelvis, pelvic bones, the inner organs, the pelvic diaphragm. Imagine the influence that will have also on the diaphragm and on the throat diaphragm. And then you can bring the knees towards each other. And I'm going to ask you to try this, that you tip the upper back of the chair with your feet, unless you've got like a dining room chair and it won't tip comfortably or some other calamity happens. But that's going to let your knees have support. And then take the arms out to the side. So I'd like you to visualize when you're resting that these three diaphragms, pelvic floor diaphragm, main diaphragm, upper palate, throat diaphragm, that what you have here are three diaphragms like the locks of the Panama Canal, that they allow energy to move and that they support the pathway of energy in the body. And let's imagine that the pelvic diaphragm is reflecting upwards towards the main diaphragm and towards the upper palate, throat diaphragm, and that the throat diaphragm is reflecting downwards towards the main diaphragm and towards the pelvic diaphragm. So here's this inner pathway for right now. And you can take the arms out to the side and imagine that which moves between these uppermost and bottommost diaphragms is like a clear river of energy. Welcome your mind to stay at rest in the inner pathway of energy, so you're not distracted or tempted, hijacked by other things. Allow your mind and your body to get even more quiet, resting from thought, resting from activity, and just watching the inner vitality between the diaphragms. So allow yourself to continue resting. Your body is assimilating, very important, deeply medicinal. Continue welcoming the stillness to go even deeper for the mind and the body. without stirring the mind or your senses. And welcome a slightly deeper breath in. And then gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Please bring your knees towards your chest. Roll to one side and then find your way back up to sitting, please. It's really important when we come up to sit that we have a chance to feel the effectiveness of the practice in this whole ecology. Notice when you come up to sit how the three diaphragms line up. The throat diaphragm, vocal diaphragm, breathing diaphragm, pelvic floor diaphragm. You can have a light hunch about how this supports a meditative state for you. And please bring your hands together at your heart. And we'll notice, partly we can notice the outcome of the practice and what it's like now to use vibration and sound. You may choose to sing with me if you like. Om. Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste. So you have had a yoga practice now for the three diaphragms, really focusing here at the fifth chakra. Let me come up and find out how you are doing.